This is the Scoundral Sawbones Healing overall kind of rotation and some gear building information there. So again, I'll start off as I normally do by going over my tree, then I'll go over my stats, or what I am currently going to be shooting for with this tune because he is quite under-geared. Then I will move into just some overall helpful hints while healing, some ways to maximize your energy, maintain it, such like that. So I am 3637 here. This is mostly because of just the way I decided to spec my heals. There were a lot of options in the overall Sawbones tree that I found completely unnecessary when healing in a raid situation. I just passed over for them, so anatomy lessons, scar tissue, sedatives, and scramble were just the options I decided not to take. Everything else has been maxed out though. Then for Scrapper, I took the 3 points in Survivor Scars because it's a very obvious one to tank. Anything that increases your healing by 3% is always welcome. I took Black Market Mods to increase my alacrity by 2%. I took No Hold Bards that increased my overall crit chance by 3%. And I took Holdout because I just figured when I'm going to be in close, if I have to be in close, using the Blaster Whip also grants me upper hand, so that helps out. As I previously stated, the character is Wolf, the Undergeared. I am running no set bonus at the moment. For healing, hard modes, at least a 2-point set bonus. To go to Nightmare, you must have a 4. Those are like non-negotiable moments. Except for TFB hard mode, you can get away with no set bonus, assuming you know what you're doing. As you can see, I've mostly still in 69, 63s, but I am mostly augmented in 66s at this point, except for a few pieces here. But as you can see, with minimal gear, I am still having some quite decent numbers. The relics I'm using right now are both PvP relics that are boosting overall power. Just so people are aware, I am currently using an H.O.T stem, not the new prototype. That is why my bonus heals are a little bit low. There just wasn't one ready on the GTN, and I forgot to mail myself one. Sorry about that. I currently find that the alacrity that you're going to get definitely plays into a big fat of your energy rate. I model myself a lot after Rogue, a Scoundral Healer in my progression group. To quote his words, if you have to pop Cool Head, then shit's really hit the fan. Currently at the moment, I am going to be aiming for about a 27 crit chance rating. I know it seems a little high, but for heals, there's such a drastic jump between a non-crit and a crit that it definitely is something worth playing into. Also, for people to be aware of running Scoundral Healers, there's this misconception of using an overkill augment, and I'm going to address this right now. There is no reason to use an overkill augment. The reason we should be using skills is because there is actually an option in your tree here that boosts your overall cunning. When you take that kind of option in a tree, you always get a better return on putting points in cunning. Just so people are aware, definitely something you should look into. As I see, accuracy is just a regular 101. Didn't add anything there, no need for it on a healer. Crit chance you can see there, a lot of it comes from my cunning, definitely helps out. Crit chance, this becomes a personal preference. A lot of healers here are going to start to, be a little bit dodgy. I'm probably going to shoot for 74, maybe a little bit higher, but I will probably end up a little bit lower. I will probably end up at 74 because I want to increase my energy rate. This is where alacrity comes into play now, because you no longer leave up any of the old debuffs you used to have, i.e. your pugnacity, up to increase your energy. This is all done through your alacrity now. I'm going to be shooting for an 8.5 energy regeneration rate. I know it seems high, but in a lot of these new ops, especially in full 72s, it is not that hard to get. So I will show you over a few key bits here, as I've already previously stated. Just be aware, not 100% when you're ever healing on a dummy or when you're in other situations like that. So in the beginning of a pull for a healing situation here, you're going to want to click your target. If you know it's a tank or something you have to dot back to frequently, or possibly yourself if you have an issue sometimes looking in your far corner wherever your thing is to show your energy, something you might want to keep an eye of, maybe focus target yourself. My focus target is up here, so it'll be right above my operations pane, so I can always see what's going on quite easily, because if you're like me as a healer, you'll get very tunnel visioned. Not a good thing to happen. You need to be right aware. I'm going to start off with a few things you can do as a healer throwing some DPS out. One is your flyby, nice big drop on a boss. it's dropped. It does eat up a lot of energy, so just be aware you may want to tie that in with a cool head moment. I don't know. I currently, with the alacrity boost that I have on my sorcerer, which I'll post in a little bit, don't have any issues when throwing in DPS. And then vital shot. Again, 2 big dots. They just sit there. They do your work for you. Most of the healers that are going to be out there are going to be very jealous of Scoundrel healers otherwise, because of the way we're based off HOTS. HOTS is standing for heals over time. This is our biggest attribute right now, and it is mainly the reason I love running my Scoundrel. For these ops, you always want to start in stealth because you're going to be granted 2 procs of your upper hand right off the bat, which is a great way to start. So as I said, I'm going to start off with what I do. Remember, it's on healing these, it's going to be more based off personally making sure that you can maintain your tanks and your DPS at the same time, like everything. So you'll start off, and as you can see, I've hotbound my diagnosis scan to a secondary button on my mouse, and I've hotbound my cleanse to the F button, so it's quick for me and easy for me to grab. So here we go. I'm going to start off with my Slurry's med pack. I'm going to hit that twice. I'm going to tab in a diagnosis scan if I feel my energies dropped a little too low. And then I'm going to hit with a Colto pack. These are your major HOTS you're going to want to keep running all the time. Then you're going to have your emergency med pack for quick top ups on DPS of tanks. This I use on a tank or the DPS if they're grouped up and need heals. I'll use the Colto Cloud. I often use it on our tank when you know they're going to take serious damage, like Soften Rages, points where they've called out they have no cooldowns, or a point where it seems like your tank's not going to survive. And then of course you have the reliable underrolled your large heal ability. It does take a little long to channel, but not so bad as some of the sorcerer heals. So just be aware of that and keep it in mind. So here we go. As you can see, it's in about a 9k heal on it, which means when you do get your boost to your set bonus, you're going to have a much easier time maintaining heals on. As you can see, my heals are already getting a little bit low. That's when you can use your emergency med packs just to allow you to build it up. Throw in a diagnosis scan. Remember the diagnosis, you can always break it off early to throw in a big heal. So easily able to top out, hit by underworld medicine, throw in a 4k heal. If you ever do find a point where your DPS or your healing and energy is absolutely low and you've already popped your cool head, just remember a quick stealth up and a quick heal back instantly grants you 2 more upper hands, which then again allows you to pop some more emergency med packs. Very helpful. Just gotta remember all those. And remember, in the end, it's all about keeping tanks up in personal style. It really does come down to height. Just remember, with a Scoundrel, your biggest attributes are going to be your HOTS. You definitely want to try and keep those going whenever you can. For a minimum, never let your slow release med pack fall off. As you play with your heal a bit more, you'll get better on timing. The Colto pack you can let run off, but just make sure you have it on it if you know, i.e. Kalsara 4 stacks, he's going to take a little bit more damage. You're definitely going to want to have those HOTS on him. Thank you for listening through. I know it's pretty quick and easy, but that's Scoundrel Healing for you. Thank you very much.